Trigger and content warning. Arches is a horror story that can be emotionally intense experience for some listeners. Themes of drug addiction, mental illness, and abuse are explored, along with descriptions and imagery of violence. Please consider your mental well-being before listening. Viewer discretion is advised. Guys, we're back. Oh my goodness. We are back. Back in Echo. Well, we're outside of Echo now. We escaped the horrors of what is there. And now we gotta live with what the possibility is. And which one is the true timeline, apparently. As our mind has been split. One where we do die. And we live on as a ghost within our boyfriend's mind, or we survive, but we live with a part of us missing. So, with that being said, everyone take a deep breath because we're going to jump right back in. Half a year later, Cameron finally starts to feel as if he's starting to live life again. Not his old life, but a new, unfamiliar one. Tapering down his meds along with exercising definitely helped. Which is why he came here with Devon to ask to visit Arturo. When he sees his old friend, he feels a bit better, just based on the shape of his amalgamation. It's a bit more full, and while it's still damaged, it's also at peace. Cameron knows that feeling. He's different now, and he's accepted that. But he's still Arturo, which the cat has come to accept too. He's just different now, changed like everyone changes. A terrible, dramatic change, but one that can happen to anyone. Things always tend to get worse, but then they tend to get better too. And Cameron knows this just by looking at Arturo. Well, the coyote did just want to see his old friend. He also wanted to know a few other things. His methods are morally questionable, but he justifies it since he's tired of being kept in the dark. An hour before they get there, Cameron eats a piece of chocolate from the backpack he brought for their stay at the motel. Devon complains when Cameron says that it was the last one, but the coyote knows the bear would lose his mind if he knew what exactly Cameron did. And that was microdosing on psilocybin. Stupid, idiotic, unbelievable when it could cause some severe lasting damage. Idiot. It might have been what triggered his schizophrenia, but his abilities increased tenfold even on this tiny amount. Besides, it made him feel better. Of course, he'll tell Devon when more time has passed, but the bear has shown almost zero interest in the paranormal as of late. What is he? Excuse me, sorry about that. Maybe he'll just tell him he's taking it for the mood lift. For now, he just wants to take in the emotions and conversation. Oh. Well, what I'm trying to do is get rid of this damn limp. That's what people notice most if I'm not talking. Cameron smiles pleasantly, despite the fact that Arturo is more guarded and fortified mentally than anyone else he's met, which is the last thing he had expected. Actually, I actually didn't even notice. Well, you will next time you see me walk. Anyway, I hear you're working on your masters, Devon. Every stutter, every struggle feels like a physical blow to Cameron, but he tries not to show it. He knows Artie doesn't want useless pity right now, and Cameron always hated it too. Yeah, yep. Up at the University of Deseret? Sweet. In what, mechatronics or robotics? Of course. And how's that, how's that, progressing? Good. Just finished my first semester. And the place you are working at, they're financing it. That's really quick. I'm at the same company. It was always part of the plan once we moved. I still gotta graduate for them to reimburse my tuition though. No pressure. I don't know how he does it all. Work, school, cooking, gaming, and you're good at all of it. That's just like him. He'd party and drink the night before the final, then he ace it while hungover. Cameron is close enough to Devon to see the skin flush under his fur. While some might find Devon to be overly humble, it has more to do with a sort of imposter syndrome. Cameron knows it must be awkward to be praised for not having to study or work as hard as his fellow students and coworkers. Despite that, Cameron still feels proud knowing his boyfriend is already inching into a leadership position at the company. He has no doubt the bear will be doing incredible things in his career. So, how are things for you? What are you doing these days? Weren't you thinking of going back to work at the specialized school? Yep, Spectrum Solutions Academy. And I'm already back. Went back as soon as I got vaccinated. Still an RBT working with kids with low functioning autism. How is it? Great! It was almost like going back home. I'm supposed to have like 2 clients, but they've got about 5 on me now. They were so happy to see me, but they can tell something's a bit off about me though. Sounds a bit rough. Is your recovery still going well? Artie visibly draws into himself a bit. I like to call it process these days. Most of the recovery is over, I think. Oh, I see. I got him sneezing all over. It's silent for just a second too long. Cameron's slow response is mainly due to being distracted, having finally deciphered Artie's general thoughts, feelings, and emotions. In that moment, that guard had slipped, and Cameron realizes Artie knows he's psychic. Of course, he told him that, but now he knows it, truly believes it. And for the past almost 2 years, he'd realized how much of this happened because of Cameron. Arturo is afraid of Cameron. The cat senses the strangeness, the offness of who Cameron is now. Arturo also wonders if it's possible that the coyote brought a piece of Echo into the house with him. That shadow entity, it entered him and never came back out as far as Arturo knows. Who's to say it's still not still? Maybe it's like a management phase. That's what Cam calls it. Anyway, right, honey? Devon, probably confused by the tension, tries to add more to the conversation. That's right. That piece of shit hurt you pretty badly too, huh? Yeah, really, it's the schizophrenia. I was diagnosed with afterwards that I'm still trying to manage. Cameron suddenly decides to just tell Arturo about his own struggles, if only to look for some sympathy and understanding. Oh, that's just... It seems unfair not to tell him for some reason anyway. For a moment, Arturo's expression becomes one of genuine sadness. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that, Cameron. Was it from what happened? I hope it wasn't the weed. No, I think it was what happened after that pushed me over the edge. I see. That makes sense. Do they think it would have happened anyway eventually? Cameron shrugs. Maybe. They think I might have been in a prodromal state for years. Oh my god, there's something in my eye. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. Ugh. Maybe they think I might have been in a prodromal state for years. It's obvious I was on the brink for a while, but he'll never know. For that moment, though, he feels like he and Artie have made a connection. Artie understands that they have completely different problems, but they're both life-changing, and the two of them are bound to these problems for the remainder of their lives. But then, Artie senses that darkness, that bit of echo emanate from Cameron again, and he mentally recoils. It's been a rough road, but we managed to find some stability at the end of last year. Oh, God, it's such a pain in the ass trying to settle on the right meds. That took Maria a few years, I think. Hey, Maria! There's some rustling in the hallway and a young leopard comes into the living room. Maria clearly having been very nearby in the hall. Why'd you go? Just wanted to give you guys some space. We were just talking about how long it could take to adjust to the meds. Maybe you could give him some advice again. Oh, I made her younger sounding. My bad. She leans in to give Arturo a kiss, and Arturo takes it without a single hint of embarrassment or annoyance. Another solid rock in Artie's life, and one that will stay until the end. While Cameron would normally never invade someone's mind like this, the coyote doubts he'll have many chances to do so again in the future, and needs to know if Artie's on a good track or not. Maria turns to Cameron, and because they themselves have been friends for years, even a little longer than he's known Devon, he can tell that this is weirdly set up. Oh, yeah. Antidepressants, antipsychotics, mood stabilizers. It feels like I've been through almost all of them. Yeah, it makes me want to sleep all day, but also tear out my fur and crawl out of my skin. Cameron likes Maria a lot, and just like Devon and Arturo, they slip back into the old swing of things. It's nice, but he can't help but notice how he's been swept out of the conversation with Arturo. Anyway, the main reason I went back to work this early because I needed something normal. Sure, things are harder now. Stuttering. Memory is shit. Can't really depend on the right side of my body anymore. But fuck. Is it nice not being cooped up in the living room on disability? But the only thing work has complained about is that I guess my inhibitions are a bit lower than they used to be. I swear, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I haven't noticed that at all. Oh, yeah. They said something about too many words, too little tact. Like 3 years ago, so I'm pretty sure it's just me. I can kind of tell that it might be affecting you now, but sometimes it's hard to tell the side effects from the symptoms of psychosis, especially with the residual negative symptoms. I mean, positive symptoms are obvious, but making your thoughts flow normally again, making yourself want to go back outside, talk to people, live. That tends to come back last. And sometimes it comes back a bit different. Sometimes doesn't come back at all. Now, while he tries to hold a conversation about psychotropic medications with Maria, he realizes how much things have changed. In fact, if Cameron's visions hold true, this will be one of the last of a handful of times he'll speak to Artie. It hurts. It leaves Cameron feeling a deep pit of guilt, shame, and even a little anger, but mostly because it's unfair, and he can't blame anyone. But as he watches his old friend laugh and talk to Dev, almost like what happened never happened. What horror game? At 400, I think we set it so we read the fish story thing, which we did earlier, and we'll never repeat it ever again. I thought that was it. We're good. We now just have to wait the timer out. Cameron sees a long, solid friendship ahead of them, and he's happy for that. Cameron realizes, even without having to read minds, that Maria is specifically there to keep Cameron distracted, to keep him away from Arturo. That finally shuts up the psychic part of Cameron's brain. Rather than leaving a hollow feeling, he's left feeling like he's been punched. Why are they treating him like a monster? Like he's the one. The final thought he receives is from Maria, and deep down, under her concern for Cameron's diagnosis, she's wondering if he's prodding at Arturo's mind. Arturo can sense it. His own sensitivity is subtle, almost too understated to be picked up on, but it's there, and that's why he feels like Cameron is carrying Echo with him. Cameron is mainly worried that Arturo knows what he's doing right now, and his neck and cheeks become warm as he feels like he's been caught in the act. Maria mentioned something about how she has tardive dyskinesia, and Cameron focuses back on their conversation, generally curious if it's gotten better for her with time. And that's how the rest of the afternoon plays out. The reason he'll only see Arturo 2 or 3 more times in his life isn't because of Arturo or Maria. It's because Cameron knows he can't come back here and cause them stress like this. Cameron is no longer part of or welcome in their lives, and he won't impose himself again. Despite the hurt from learning their true feelings about him, Arturo's future is, if he has to sum it up, a happy one. March 2023. Time continues on in its steady, unrelenting march and brings with it both good and bad. The pandemic falls into the background. Political instability comes to the forefront. Money becomes tighter. But the world keeps moving, as it tends to do. It still leaves Devon almost breathless at the idea that he changed their lives in one weekend. While he has never really personally hated anyone to the point that he just wanted to hurt them, he does now. But that person is dead. He got the easy way out. For the first year, Devon wasn't sure how he'd continue his life. Cameron was either always sedated to the point of almost becoming unresponsive, or angry and sad to the point that he'd just sit in the bathroom and cry. The feeling of helplessness, of knowing that Cameron wanted to be dead, that he'd given up so much that he even told the bear he'd take opioids again if he could. And so, Dev started doing things he didn't want to do. Checking Cameron's drawers, pockets, and his side of the closet when he wasn't around. He's angry at the medical professionals who sent Cameron home because he simply had intrusive thoughts. This had relieved Cameron, though Devon was unsure. In fact, he knew it wasn't right, but Cameron was so happy, and it seemed to stop the episode. But then, over the next 2 days, he was in a deep psychotic state. His intrusive thoughts were actually thought insertions, and by the time they got back to the hospital, he was screaming that he was actually dead. He accused Devon of planting speakers in the wall and cameras in the mirrors, which he shattered. Over the first month, it was a normal sight to see Cameron sitting up in bed, brushing away the non-existent bugs, completely unresponsive to anything Devon would say. But that's 2 years behind them now, and Cameron is finally starting to really live and become someone who seems to enjoy life again. Because while there's positive symptoms of delusions, hallucinations, and depersonalization had been practically absent over the past year, the negative symptoms lingered. Devon had read about that over and over again. Lack of motivation, lack of interest in things that once gave pleasure, lack of expressive emotions, and moments of confusion and disorganized thought. It was the anhedonia that scared Cameron the most. It scared Devon too, because what's a life worth living if you don't want to do the things you trained and aspired to do most of your life? Oh my god, thank you for the raid. Sorry, we're getting into a really emotional part of this section. But yet, yeah, it went through. Oh my god, it's getting dark. We're now in-game March 2023, and Devon has to keep an eye on Cameron, because he's not himself still. Despite being able to listen to music again, yeah, it's getting dark, Cameron decided a few months back to finally hang up his guitar. Cameron's paw is still weak, and it still has a slight tremor to it when he holds it up. No more res. But Cameron hadn't touched his keyboard either, leaving it unplugged and dusty in their basement. The sight made Devon far more sad than it did Cameron. He still wonders if he'd been more of an advocate for Cameron. Maybe pushed for further observations, they could have stopped the psychosis before it truly spiraled. Maybe he'd be his old self.
What's wrong?
You reading my mind again?
No, I can read your face.
Devon doesn't want to bring down Cameron's mood. He's the one that wanted to come out and walk in the snow, and if Cameron wants to do something engaging and active, Devon will do it with him. It is strange that they got so much of it in March and probably would be the last snowfall. I'm just realizing how out of shape I am. Do you think I'm starting to get a gut, like a bad one?
Aren't you on the thinner side of for a bear nearing 30?
Cameron makes a point of looking at Devon's midsection, then prods through it, making the bear huff.
Whoa. It is kind of squishy.
Devon blushes. You caught me by surprise. And you just got done saying I wasn't fat.
You're not fat. You're a bear. I just don't think I'd feel the budge through your coat.
Cameron tries again, but as expected, Devon is tensed up, and there's little squishing to be had this time. Let's sit down. Devon brushes the snow off the bench for them.
Hey, I hope I'm not annoying you.
Devon closes his eyes in guilt, taking a deep breath. No, I'm just worried about different things. I'm happy to be out here walking with you. It's good for the gut anyway. Cameron rolls his eyes as they sit down.
I'm getting chubbier too, you know. It happens, and I love your body. If you want to fool around tonight, I can have a closer look.
Cameron leans against Devon's shoulder. Only if I get to have a look at you too.
Deal. And if we deem each other to be too chubby, we could go on a diet or something.
Devon finds it strange that Cameron is the one usually cheering him up now. Shut the fuck up, Rez. I'm trying my best not to cry right now. Still, it makes him feel warm inside, and he leans in to nuzzle Cameron. As he kisses his coyote, he realizes that this is a good moment in his life. A day he'll look back on fondly. A day he'll look back on for comfort when harder days inevitably arrive. Devon glances up at the temple they're sitting across the street from. I've always wondered what that golden dude with a stick is doing up there. It takes Cameron a few seconds to understand what Devon is talking about.
The guy on top of Mormon temples? That's the angel Moroni, and he's holding a horn. He buried the gold plates.
How do you know that?
Some Mormon friends told me.
Oh, Cody? The bull?
Yeah.
You thinking of converting?
Maybe if they ever become okay with this.
Cameron leans close to Devon again. Devon smiles and they hold each other for a while. Something's on Cameron's mind though, but Devon knows to wait until the canine is ready.
Devon, did you ever find what you were looking for?
Devon immediately knows what Cameron's referring to, and it makes his stomach twist into knots.
I'll only bring it up this once, but I keep thinking about why we went in the first place. I just wonder if you were able to, figure stuff out.
Devon stares down at Cameron, and even though the coyote isn't intentionally pointing out Devon's cascade of failures into catastrophic failure, he feels it. I figured out that it doesn't matter. It isn't worth finding out, and that I need to focus on us. Devon feels the sting of tears in his eyes, but forces it back. I figured out I made a huge mistake and deeply hurt my friends.
Brian hurt us,
Cameron says, says it almost instantly.
You just don't seem as happy or outgoing as you used to be. I know you're really busy with work and you just got your master's degree, which is cool, but you seem...
Hey, it's like you said, we change. It's not really a divide, right? It's like chapters in our lives. We change with each one, and the last one we went through was brutal.
Yeah, nothing stays the same. We don't fully recover or become who we used to be. And still, we always want to go back to how it used to be.
Devon feels a deep twinge in his chest, thinking about what life would be like now if he just made the right turn.
It's like how they say you can never go home again. Because home isn't just a place, but it's people. And it's a certain time, and when it ends, it ends. You can never get it back.
Baby, I love you so much. I know it sounds dumb as hell, but I can be your home. I'll be around as long as you want me to be, so you can always go home.
I always will. Sorry if I was sounding depressing. I honestly feel at home with you. You're the only home I've got, but you know what's weird?
Huh?
I sense a lot from that temple. I've sensed it in other spiritual places too, like those Buddhist shrines in Huasha town. And even those little shops where you see mediums and psychics. It feels like they're taking in energy, and letting energy out too, like a portal.
Huh. What do you think that means?
I guess that there's hope for everyone. Lupita, Artie, you, me, and that maybe instead of nothing, there's...
Devon, overwhelmed with grief, happiness, love, and loss, kisses Cameron. They kiss for a long time, and Devon desperately hopes Cameron is right. Because more than anything, he wants to start fresh again and do it right. For now, though, he's here with his husband, sitting and watching the snow fall silently, and that's okay. Because whether they disappear forever, or go somewhere else, it'll be together. Devon feels a little hope reignite in his chest. There might be something. There might be nothing. But he's content to wait and find out. But that will be a long ways away, he's sure. Not until they're 110 after all. I'm not crying. That was a good ending. Oh my god. That was good. I liked it. I liked it so much. Ugh, I'm not crying. It's just allergies. I'm just having allergies, guys. Such a good story. It was really a good story. Echo always gets me like this. I feel bad that we no longer get to see Artie, but like he needs his own space, and he's always on edge around them. I'm glad that they stuck it out and thought it through and everything. It's just nice. It's so nice. Oh my god. This was so good. So powerful. It's so good. This is why I love visual novels. Some of them make me cry, and some of them make me happy, and like, or scared, or just they just make me feel such a wave of emotions. This is good, and I loved it so much. Yeah, what are we gonna play now? I didn't think that it would end like this right now. Oh my god. This was good. This was worth playing. And after playing all the echo stuff, this was really good. I needed this. Oh, that's nice. This was a good story. Yeah, most do. It's like you deserve it. Yeah. Oh. This is so good. Damn, what do we do now? uh, yeah, locked heading to the beach already. Mm. I'm glad I played this. Honestly, this was a good visual novel. This was pretty good. I think what we're gonna do, since like I thought I would have more time because I thought it would be like another 3 hours. I have 9:30 is D&D. Do we just play Minecraft the rest of the day? Just have a chill time before it? Ugh, my God. Well, for those who reached it this far on the YouTube end, thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get notified on more visual novels. Make sure to leave a comment down below and let me know what visual novel you think I would be interested in. But for now, on the VN side, we're going to end it here. But on the Twitch side, we will take a 15-minute break to cool off for a bit, and then probably play some Minecraft or do League. We'll see what I'm up for. All right. So that being said, stay comfy and cozy, and always be safe, everyone. All right. We'll be right back in 15 minutes. Hoot hoot.